Sure. There's also a little bit of an aspect of, the reason why WS and Boboka were chatting with each other. I always forget Boboka was on that Boom roster when WS was on that Boom roster as well. I always forget.
Yeah.
They were together.
It always comes back to Gary.
And Alphon, to an extent. Shout out to Alphon. He's not getting into any lands right now.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
I think you could have stopped the you didn't the words right now maybe not necessary in that sentence, John.
It is what it is. It's just reality, Mike.
It is. G2.iG grouped up in the mid lane, not looking to force an early fight, though Talon have smoked up as 5. With the draft of G2.iG, I mean, even with the older Titan, it doesn't seem like they're overly interested in forcing this fight. No idea what's being said here between the boys. All I know is Chuen had a keyboard issue by the looks of it.
I have no clue. I tried running it through a Pinion translator. It would not tell me anything. I have no clue. Okay. There is no help here. I'm sure we can ask them in the interview. Either one. They'll tell us.
We'll just wait it out. I mean, G2.iG, like, again, I don't believe want to fight. Generally, the team with the older Titan usually wants to go at it whenever they can, but it's like they're more than happy to just sit back by that tier 1 tower and just wait for Talon to reveal themselves. In fairness, JT is not around his team at the moment, so perhaps that's what's stopping them from trying to go for a bit of a fight. So JT more interested in just controlling the creeps in his lane.
Yep. Get some sprays down as well. Lovely Skyrat embracing his base. Everyone loves these new voice lines as well. It's just all over the place.
Have you been reading the lore as you go through the
Oh yeah,
the
it's
new
pretty fun.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. Again, as a cavern crawl, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for what it is.
Okay.
And you'd want more, but you technically can't complain, I suppose.
That's why I said nothing. I paused and waited for you to keep talking, John, because I know you have more to say than just it's pretty good. You've always got.
I mean, it is good. It's just like you want a new patch. You want that Ringmaster out. Not yet there. It's Crownfall, not Clownfall. Taking a look at mid lane. Neither one's wearing crowns, but nothing to say. On the sniper, up against Chuen on that DP. And again, this lane should be pretty good for the sniper. I don't think it's awful for DP, though, to be fair. Like, this is a manageable lane for Chuen. You play with Crypt Swarm, you're probably not going to get too much value from your Spirit Siphon, but you're not under real threat from nothing to say, even with Take Aim and Headshot. So it should just be a fine farming lane. Maybe a little bit more pressure in Chuen to secure runes. Beyond that, not too much more. You can give a gander to the other lanes down bot. We've got Akashi on the Sven with Ponyo on the Phoenix up against JT's Kunkka and Boboka on that Techies. Lots of play potential here for the side of G2.iG, especially by level 3. X Torrent into Blastoff. Got Constant Harassment up with the Tidebringer up against a melee hero of Sven. Not the hardest time to nail any of this. You got some good output. And with all the magic damage you have, it's not the comfiest for Akashi in the first few levels here.
No, it absolutely is not. Certainly some kill potential to be had here from the boys of G2.iG. If Akashi does overextend, as now GT, or rather JT, needs a quick pause. He wants to give it a crack. Probably just a bit of a ping issue here. So that final lane as well, top lane, you're going to have Monet and X-Nova against WS and Jokan. Nice little setup there with the disruption to the skewer play as well, if you do find G2.iG overextending. But those options are always available, though for now, the creeps by the tier 1 Dire Tower, chances are they're not going to go for anything of the sort.
No, great body blocks as well from X-Nova to ensure no pulse can come out to stabilize the lane, to get those opportunities out for WS. You're having a great time farming up here for Monet. It's not as threatening as the Timbersaw lane for sure. Like these Magnus lanes, the threat does come out from the skewer back. Even then, Monet is really tanky as well, and once he hits level 3, level 4, he can trade back quite nicely with a Chaos Strike, so he's got a little bit of a thwack back that you don't necessarily want to deal with here for WS. This should lead to some good timings overall. We'll see if they can kind of work it out a little bit better. Good pull out from Xnova as well. Stabilize the lane. Overall, you are getting a little bit more for WS there, and you're certainly getting a lot more for Chuen mid now. And that means they can try to play with his range, but you can't really threaten the Death Prophet either. You can also just stand back, clear out the creep wave much more consistently with Crypt Swarm as well, and just take control of the runes from shoving out here.
Still no first blood being drawn out yet. 3 minutes into the game. Mid lane Chuen is having another great old time. Ahead in CS right now on the Death Prophet, and it is another specialty of Chuen. Like, you do tend to see him play these heroes like the DP quite a bit. As top lane, a skewer back play is there. Xnova taking a lot of damage on his way out, but does eventually get the stomp. Problem is, Jokam is still chasing him down and stacking up the shadow poisons. So Xnova, one more will do it, and Jokam will be able to land it. So first blood the way of Talon. And even if the tower didn't really play a part, that disruption into the skewer is still very, very effective at just kind of putting you in a very awkward position.
It doesn't feel great for that Elder Titan. No real counterplay outside of just trying to Echo Stomp your way out. And a nice pickup to be found here for Talon, just to get things going here for WS and for Jokam. They are still farming up nicely on Monado, so all things considered, that aggression in sports is nice, but you're not stopping that CK from building up here.
A nice little kill onto Ponyo down at bottom lane as well, but Boca able to make sure that the Icarus dive was cancelled with blast off. Nothing Ponyo could have done about that. And Akashi still having some pretty much free farm here at the bottom lane anyway. But so is JT, which I think is perhaps maybe even more of a concerning sign, because we have seen these Kunkkas really start to pop off if you do get an early Aghanim Scepter. And I'm sure JT will probably be thinking about that early Ags here on this offlane Kunkka.
Yeah, that timing's massive. You're not going to be able to line up a fast BKB on all of your cores to counteract that for sure. So it's going to lead to a lot of opportunities to play around this teamfight strength that G2.iG have drafted for themselves this time around in comparison to Game 1. They're also starting to get a little bit more for nothing say on mid. Like, has managed to at least even out. Chuen has to be pretty careful here.
West goes down. Very fire will keep him alive. And again, he does know the limits of this hero. He has played the Death Prophet mid quite a lot throughout his time. Has fallen just a little bit behind, nothing to say now on the sniper, but it is to be expected against this hero. Rotations are coming as well, but Boca is here on the techies and does have the blast off ready to go whenever. Looking for perhaps a jump in onto Chuen, but maybe not into that tier 1 mid tower. It looks like he's eventually going to retreat.
They're keeping a lot of wards on mid. They committed both of their laning wards early on, just to watch the mid lane of Chuen. They're still watching behind the tier 1 as well, right by the Watcher. They don't want to have nothing say bullied out. They understand the importance of having a start in the sniper. And they are having that start. We'll see if they manage to get lucky with the runes here. But Talon, they're still looking to play aggressive. They've got Exo ready to go. Don't manage to get the rune spawned in their side though. So a nice amp damage rune for nothing to say to find.
Xnova, nice TP away, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the disruption already being committed, just the damage output from Chuen was more than enough to get the job done. Thing is, this exorcism's not really going to lead to a tier 1 mid tower push, but it does lead to at least a bit of farm here for Chuen. It is only 6.5 minutes in anyway, so you know, chances are he doesn't really care too much. He'd rather the gold.
Yeah, you can't really run down the sniper too safely either, unless you fully commit with your supports, and you know, we're not at the point where your supports are high level. It's still fairly early in the game. So a real threat onto the tier 1, just not that feasible for the side of Talon. Happy enough with a pick-off. They're getting some space out for Akashi and for WS, which is really the big important part for Talon. Again, their side lanes aren't as aggressive this time around, so they do need some room to just sit back and farm these cores. With all of the attention mid, they've been given some of that room to just get some of that initial build-up that this lineup does need. WS as well does go for the 1-3-1 build on the Magnus, focusing on the Empower, just knowing that it's going to be a slower game. Coming out here, wants to work onto that Blink. Should have the farming pace to do so, although Monet
You're back onto Monet. TPs are incoming to try and help out. X-Nova right around the corner. Here comes Maboka with the blast off, and Monet, he wants to go for the fight now, moving in onto the Shadow Demon, but he does think better of it as he was taking a bit too much damage. Joe Camp still in danger, does eventually go down. WS still trying to pressure, but it is 1 versus 3. He cannot do much. And Monet ultimately will survive throughout all that. Happy days for Monet.
Survives true. He gets to soak a little bit of golden EXP as well. Again, the key play for Talon there is it's buying space and time. It's freeing up the bot lane. Akashi's not under pressure. It's just playing in the jungle. You've got room as well for Chuen to not be threatened with collapse from the sniper +2. Working on to the Atos to try to get pinned down on the chase down here as well. And just doing what they can to mitigate this aggression G2.iG showing. Like, they get this gate across down bot, but they're scanned out. Even Ponyo has a route out here.
Ponyo's running. X-Nova knows he can't do much about it. Kashi has already left the bottom lane. He's just right into the jungle, just happy to abuse that great cleave. And G2.iG, of course, is going to focus on that bottom tier 1 tower and open up the map a little bit. Top tier 1 is going to go completely uncontested for now as well. It seems like WS will just not bother trying to pressure yet. He's just by himself. Instead, Chuen is pressuring the mid tier 1 tower now. It's a pretty valuable tower to lose for G2.iG. Nothing to say he's going to show up around that area and try to defend the best he can, and so will X-Nova. Seems like they're more than confident with just these two to ensure that tier 1 mid tower does remain defended.
They can keep it alive. And they managed to find that bot tier 1 in exchange. They're opening up this area where Kashi was previously farming. Has managed to pull back well. Really, I like this line of wards from Talon. They just have a good line of vision for any rotations onto bot and mid. Again, they're just mitigating this early tempo that the side of G2.iG are trying to bring out. And this stalemate, it feels pretty good for Talon, not gonna lie. I mean, you're gonna hit your power spikes in G2.iG, but Talon are farming so efficiently. They've got so much cleave on hand. They can just kind of work it and just get that build up. As long as they keep finding these tier 1s, I think there is some pressure on Chuen. Kind of eye top now after taking that mid. See if he will opt for it in the next minute 20 when that EXO is back up.
So only 2 to 2 10 minutes in, a pretty slow game thus far between these two teams. JT getting very, very close now to the Axe build up. I do wonder, like, in a slow game, who it would favor more. So WS has picked up his Blink Dagger now on the Magnus, so that's coming out on the Courier. Meanwhile, mid lane, a bit of a group up here onto Chuen. JT looking to get the X back onto the DP, does manage to land it. Chuen, hoping for a few TP rotations, will get what he wished for. They will keep Chuen alive. When Akashi and Ponyo showing up is going to be more than enough for G2.iG to just back out of there. They may still be okay with just knowing that the rotations were made.
Somewhat. And Akashi's just spending time in the jungle anyway. And we'll figure out that at least one of the camps are blocked. We'll be able to cut it off. You're giving WS so much space. He's got his blink up now. So the Magnus timing is lined up. No RP leveled up yet. Is up now. Should be able to start to force some fights out. There was, again, that ward vision did give away that smoke from G2.iG as well. Let's see if Talon's smoke is any more success here.
Flame. Group up is there again. WS. The blink up, the skewer play, nothing to say. He's going to see him eventually. Does catch him with the RP. Where's the skewer? He does get it eventually, but here come the TP plays. Nothing to say. Still in danger. Will go down. They will try to focus the egg, but Ponyo will be able to get it off. The whole duration. And that'll be enough for Talon. They're not going to dive T2 towers this early on. They just wanted nothing to say, and they'll get it.
That's really, really great discipline out from Talon. Really great timing as well. Disruption to take away the CK from hitting the egg. Just not enough attack speed just yet. Nothing to say to try to rip that apart. Neither on Maboka. So buying that spacing needed for Ponyo. They don't manage to find any more, but They're putting the pressure onto the sniper. Again, when it comes down to farming pace, the sniper's not going to be able to keep up with a Magnus and a Sven. It's just way more efficient for Talon to play this farm game. They are still hitting the stride with this potential Ags timing on JT, and they should find Jokam here at the least.
They should. Monet will eventually have their way with him. Jokam trying his best to juke out with the illusions, but won't be able to do so. Would have been nice if you got the courier of Monet, but only gets half its HP, sadly.
Dire's top tower.
I mean, I guess at the very least you know where Monet's farming at the moment. Talon don't seem too worried at all about the CK, as Monet is kind of in the midway point of the net worth graph, and so is Nothing to Say. So as long as Talon can just keep that kind of gap going for themselves here, they are looking pretty damn good for this game too. And Akashi, I mean, he should be able to outscale and outfarm the CK. No problem.
Monet?
In trouble. Slows it there. The lockdown is out. He's going to try and armlet toggle to get his way out of this, but he knows he is dead. X-Nova will abandon the CK.
They really don't have much play there. Really great read from WS, knowing that the Phantasm was popped earlier in that engagement with Jokam. And they'll find that siege onto the top. Like, again, Talon just going for the hit and runs, playing the slower game, but they know they're just so much more efficient. Like, how can you out-farm a Sven with his great cleave, a Magnus with his own empower cleave? The only one that can really keep up in farm is Monet to an extent with Phantasm spam, and JT really, with Tidebringer and clearing out the creep waves. JT, Ags is almost up. And that key timing is lining up. I'm wondering if Talon spotted that progress at all, knowing that the Ags is going to be rushed. He does have 3 components showing when he shows up in the creep wave. Still, Talon, RP ready. They do go for a smoke out here.
They certainly do.
Good scan.
WS still looking for a way in. They'll get a lot of wards down. Rodave tossed out. X-Nova's going to be caught with that. It seems like X-Nova is just set to fall. Nothing he can really do about it. At the very least, you only lose X-Nova. I mean, Monet is by the bottom lane, so he could have been the bigger target to catch. In fact, he still could be if he's not too cautious. But it seems as though they're setting up now that JT has the Ags up. They want to try and get a fight, maybe a surprise reveal with this Aghanim Scepter of the Kunkka. But Talon have left the building. They are not going to allow that open.
Yeah, they're trying to hold on to this position by the ward. Just maybe prevent an easy D-ward. They do know it's up, so it should just fall. Anyway, this Ags from JT is really big combo breaker that has to work out for G2.iG. No early BKBs coming out from Talon. Their only save is Disruption. Can only stall out for so long while the Torrent Storm goes on. So you will have, again, a ton of openings to find for yourself here in G2.iG. Even Monet, he's working into the Orchid. It's still going to be a little later on. But once you have that up as well, all of this control is going to be a massive issue for Talon. Like, Kashi's queuing up the BKB next, as you typically do on Sven. WS.
Yes. Rather not die first. Looks like he's going to be just fine to back his way out of there. G2.iG, I mean, they're looking at Chuen at that top lane. Chuen's just going to remove himself from that situation. Doesn't really seem like there's any options here for Talon to try and hope for some hero pickoffs, though WS is running down towards the bottom lane. But it is by himself. Here comes Chuen through the twin gates. Perhaps thinking about going after that bottom tier 1 tower, because you do still have a DP with Exorcism off cooldown. So they may just assume it might be best to just go for that final tier 1. And maybe force a fight that way. Of course, you do also have the option for a Roshan attempt with the Exorcism if you do wish. But it seems as though the bottom tier 1's going to be the play.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of a quick siege. Do love the sneaky Mind Soul being dropped. Heck, really sneaky smoke, but they're spotted.
Oh, they found him. Baboka comes through the twin gates, gets caught immediately by WS, who was just waiting for somebody to go through.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And hell, you might not even need the Exorcism for this tier 1 bottom tower, let's be frank. looks like it's going to be dealt with pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, it's not going to take too much for Akashi to hit away with a God's Strand up. He does have the disassembly BKB ready to go.
Oh, and
He has protection.
Oh, top lane.
no.
WS, he found a 2-for-1 combo. We didn't catch that, I don't think, but WS just with the perfect blink RP into the skewer, finding 2 cores. Now, I'll tell you, it might not be his timber, but this man is already popping up.
He really is. He's an insane player. He's just finding these angles again. And that also just fully reveals they should have been able to check that inventory on JT. They know the Ags has been there for a while. There's just been no usage of it at all. Again, that's disassembly BKB is already up for Akashi. So he's got protection for that big Torrent Storm. You are getting what looks to be, I believe the Yules for Chi-Wen was being queued up a while ago. He's got his own way of dodging out for a little bit away from that chain control. We'll get a little bit of chip damage onto the top. Exo has faded. You have that full Orchid for Monet though. This can catch Chi-Wen off guard. It's a big one they'd want to hunt here. They know there's no RP coverage as well for the side of Talon. I will say, there was a nice little ward by the ramp from Talon on this top jungle, right outside of sentry range. Very sneaky position. Made G2.iG feel really secure for a long time. It does fade now, but Talon get a position there again and just plant that ward at the perfect spot once more. Could catch G2.iG off guard 2 times in a row.
Oh, JT.
Joker?
Be in danger. Jokam looking for the purge, does land it, but they think better of it. Look to retreat though. Akashi is just frontlining, ready to go whenever. It's like G2.iG was hoping for a quick kill onto Jokam, but they do not get so lucky. Meanwhile, NTS has been spotted by Chi-Wen. Chi-Wen rushing right towards the sniper. But he does have his Shadow Blade up, and the dust will not land from Chi-Wen. NTS will be just fine. Still pretty big concerning signs. Like, the Akashi is still pulling well and truly ahead of any other core on the map. And I do believe this Sven will just outscale everyone else.
That he will. Like, the big issue for G2.iG is just that your heroes don't farm as fast as this Sven and this Magnus do. Like, they just clear out these waves so quickly, they clear out the camp so fast. It takes so much more time for the side of G2.iG, even for JT with a Tidebringer. Like, for Monet, he has to use the Phantasm. There's no downtime at all for Talon. They'll pop the Exo early, they'll hit, well, they have to wait for Roche to climb across, but they'll go for that Roshan. Shouldn't take any time at all here, with a God's Strand available as well. And get started. And G2.iG, they're not in position to contest this one. It's an early Roche for Talon, 20 minutes in. They could line up for their own Tormentor, I suppose. They are starting to clump up on that bot tier 2, but this is going to go way too quick for him.
Roshan is certainly just going to go a little bit too fast. For G2.iG to be able to respond. I mean, they are still smoked up down that bottom lane, but it's just not quite close enough to actually force a fight. Talon, on the other hand, they've smoked up as 5. They know that G2.iG is somewhere around this area. They will slowly, cautiously head towards the north, back towards that bottom tier 2 tower. Hoping someone comes to farm this creep wave, but nobody is falling for it. G2.iG, they will retreat. Look for greener pastures somewhere else. Problem is, the next time you run into Talon, you know, Akashi's probably going to have his blink up. And that does mean NTS is not safe, and pretty much anyone else on the map is probably not very safe.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Akashi is going for the blink over the Ags. I suppose if you're only really concerned about shrapnel, then that's not really a concern at all for blink breaks. It is annoying, but the faster blink does allow that repositioning. We'll go for the Tormentor. They did get it already in G2.iG as well, going to X-Nova. He's going to get lucky here on Talon. A free shard for Ponyo is massive in these teamfights. The Sun Ray to sustain true again. It's just going to do a lot of work. Ponyo, okay, does survive. Does have his self, alright. Very nice. And let's get the free shard as well. There you go. Sun Ray and the egg.
Love to see it. It's not like they really need it right now, let's be frank. It's one of those games where it's like everyone's just kind of doing just fine without it, but now on top of that, there's nobody going to be dying through that egg. The blink does come out for Akashi now, so he's more than happy to just blink in on anyone that shows on the map. If he is nearby, and he might have that opportunity against JT soon, but JT, he's going to X himself up and he'll be just fine.
They're going to have a nice surprise for that with the ults ready on Chuan. Just need to be in the right area for that. G2.iG are using this space really nicely though. Again, they're farming on the opposite side of the map. They're holding this position down bot. Playing around, getting that build up on Winnie. He is working towards the Ags, which is rather interesting for the safe lane CK to go for. I suppose there is a lot of value in the Phantasm Illusions, and it's a really good dodge tool. So there are some ways to play against Talon's teamfight if you don't manage to catch Monet. I can see some really clutch, maybe even RP dodges on a whole in an ideal circumstance here for Monet if his timing's right. Let's see if that's how it shapes up. Again, not the most common pickup for the core Sven, but it does have a place here. You even have the full Silver Edge now for nothing to say. Got some more damage, a little bit more attack speed coming out here for that sniper, which means the egg, again, isn't as safe if those fire spirits don't fly out, if the disruption's not there to save that utility here for the side of Talon.
G2iG, they're prepped for a bit of a fight. They are just holding their position. They've got wards around the area. Problem is Talon, they're the ones looking to retreat. WS still kind of around here for JT if he had the vision for the X, but will not be able to find it. So G2iG again, just having to play rather passively. Akashi. Not going to get jumped at. They just do not have the confidence for the Sven, especially with the Aegis up. We'll give a secondary shout out this game to the F10K betters, by the way, John. 24 minutes in.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like, yep. 8-3.
Shout out and our apologies, of course, as I'm sure they're very stressed right now.
Yeah, they don't want to say these stupid casters. They're not killing. Why ain't they killing casters?
It's what it was like during BTS, wasn't it, John? Just all the betters just get upset with us for nothing.
The best part was those were 12-hour days. You reach the end of that cycle. Yeah, if we were lucky, you reach the end of that cycle and you're trying to check chat if there's any feedback, and all you see are people saying, what are these guys talking about? Where's F10K? F10K! That's it.
Oh, God, I miss those times. Good old days. Oh, man.
Radiant's
true.
top tower is under attack.
8th? She's a big fan of Dota, by the way. If I bring her to the keyboard and the computer when Dota's on, she gets very excited. Good signs.
It's true, okay, I'm doing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Maboka's been found out. It's in the tree line, but Akashi's going to find him. This arm is there with the reactive taser, but shouldn't matter too much. Maboka is certainly just dead. Chuen will take it. They do at least get the tier 1 top tower, so it is something. Monet will be able to secure that bit of gold for himself. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they have found WS now. WS a pretty decent target to take down, and they've got him. And Monet able to secure a pretty decent kill for his team. Problem is, they may lose JT in the meantime, because JT's been caught mid lane, and he is gone. Amp damage.
That's the trade you're looking for Talon. Everything lining up, having the amp damage for Chuen rather than Akashi. You're fine. You're fine with kind of that. You don't necessarily need the amp damage on Sven.
Oh,
you're looking to force this Monet.
Yeah, they are. Monet thinking they were going through the mid lane, but instead they were actually coming right back towards the bottom to secure a very easy kill. And I'll tell you what, Talon has been very good at reading movements here for G2iG. I mean, it's very clear someone at Talon's done their homework.
And that they have. I mean, it's also this ward game, right? Like, they have this ward by the Watcher. You feel confident taking it. You already cleared out this little cliff area. So you're like, all right, we're fine. We can play around this area. No one's been jumping here. And then just make use of it again. They've got the sneaky ward behind the tier 2 as well to set up for the next push. The vision game from Talon has been pretty impressive, all things considered. I think that's one thing that, from the recent qualifiers we've been watching in C, that is one thing that C has kind of stepped up on. They've found these interesting ward spots, kind of maximize their movement, and it's paying off for Talon in this case. And there you go, 11 to 4. Oh. 12 to 4.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice and easy for Talon. G2.iG just... Oh no, GT.
Oh.
I mean, even with the X-Back, he's just not safe from Akashi. He'll throw the boat out, trying to survive and buy himself a little bit more time. And now even Baboka's showing up. One after the other. G2.iG. Feeling charitable today against Talon. That'll be a double kill for Akashi.
Oh. Kill cam. Almost spotted
Almost
out one.
finding NTS.
Would have been a nice pickup to find, but they'll be able to find some tier 2s for their trouble instead. Mid going away, one outer tower left for G2.iG off the back of this one. Full Daedalus up for Akashi. The output on the Sven is just overwhelming. Again, for G2.iG, it kind of comes back to the sniper pick. I really... I don't know why it came out in this game. Honestly, a lot of the games we see the sniper, I'm not fully sure why it comes out. It feels like there's so many options on the mid. And we end up with sniper. And relatively early as well. I feel like sniper mid is something you get away with as a last pick overall. I don't know about it being always in like the last phase of the last part of the second phase. They'll try for a smoke out here. G2.iG, we still have to see the effect of that Torrent Storm as well. They've got to nail these team fights.
I mean, they're gonna try something. It's
Boys.
they get a
Scan
scan on
lands on
Akashi.
Akashi. Oh,
Ward's down.
good forward ward.
The Sven. He's gonna BKB. It's almost like Akashi knows they're coming. Look at his position. He just stands his ground for a moment there. They'll move their way up. Do they know? G2.iG, I mean, lines are drawn. They seem to be very well aware of the position of G2.iG. I'm not sure if they smoked underneath a ward of some sort. There was a couple wards in that mid lane. So perhaps they were very well aware that this was coming. And sadly for G2.iG, this smoke is not working out. In fact, now a counter smoke, it could just work against them now as they'll leave some illusions behind. JT is spotted there for a moment, but they are just going after the illusions for now. This is, of course, Monet's Aghanim Scepter coming into play as Akashi going right onto Monet, losing so much HP. Akashi has just destroyed Monet. Meanwhile, now the complete chaos has started as the egg has been dropped. The Torrent Storm does nothing. The RP is not out yet, but doesn't even matter. If it was already gone, never mind. Screw the RP, it's not even necessary, but Boka is gone. Akashi's onto X Nova. There is 4 down for G2.iG.
That is nuts. And that's G2.iG spotting the smoke from that forward ward they planted with their own smoke. Talon still managed to make it work. I was expecting this Ag's usage out for Monet to be more on the defensive side. He pops it to preempt that fight. I thought he tried to be cheeky, you know, like try to get some big plays, dodge out RP, waste an ultimate, go back in. Maybe get some dispels off from your sniper. If the BKB's down, take away some of these stuns or some of these pieces of control. Instead, starting these fights, again, it just goes back to this Axe. It's a really interesting pickup for Monet. It has a lot of utility in it. It doesn't really shine when you start fights like that and just use it to try to bait out an enemy team. Like, Talon are not going to get baited. They're under smoke. They know when those things are real or not. Now Roshan's open. Nice free Rosh for the side of Talon. They do have Godshunt ready on Akashi as well. Don't feel the need to pop it. Inside of G2.iG, not even going to bother trying to run into that area anymore. Secondary Rosh for Talon with a nice Rosh banner as well to help in the siege. Baboka dies for the shard that he does eventually find with his mines, but I suppose it's worthwhile.
You do what you have to do. Things are going from bad to worse here for G2.iG. They've just lost the Roshan on top. Talon very disciplined here today. Looking for that 2-0 victory and getting closer and closer to it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dyer's
Matter of really just not throwing the game now, because Monet just seems like he's nowhere near carrying this game for his team.
No.
I mean, he's not that far behind in net worth, but the CK is just not scaling as well. Even with the Ags up trying to cause confusion, it's just not enough.
It's almost like the games for Shopify, right? Like they had a lot of multi-hero stuff, like say the Brewmaster and the Brewlings, but you have Cleave here. The illusions aren't gonna last long enough for Monet. He kind of needs to tank up at the same time. If he tanks up, he's not gonna have the damage because your physical output carry into a Sven with Warcry. There's still the shard down the line for Akashi to find. There's still a lot to play with. He's using these illusions to just shove out the waves and kind of just try to prevent Talon from making in-ways onto more tier 2s. Try to scout out that way as well. So it is more utility on the Sven Phantasm Ags, but I don't know if that utility is really being felt right now from the side of G2.iG. It's not stopping Talon.
NTS was about a second away from dying to WS, I think. Had he hit those ancient creeps, it would have been all over for him. He's okay though. Talon's still just playing the farm game. 3 minutes on the Aegis remaining for Akashi. They do pick up a BKB on Chuwen. They're very close to the Swift Blink now onto Akashi to boot. Just trying to get those items up before they do make their move onto the high ground, but I think it probably is around that time to go. TP's back down towards the top lane. NTS still hanging around the area, still farming the left side of the map. X-Nova is the one to get caught out here on the Order Titan, and he's gone. JT? Harpoon's going to be out. Tidal Wave will drag back Akashi, and the TP away is going to be successful. Now, NTS, though, being chased down by Chuwen now. BKB is there, not to say he will be alright to TP out himself, but it does cost his BKB.
Yeah, down to 7 seconds. Doesn't feel great for NTS. I feel like all of these BKB uses have been pretty defensive. Maybe a couple in the fight. I think 2 charges were expended in the fight, but most of them, the other half has been just to run away. It just doesn't feel great. There's that Swift Blink we were talking about as well on Akashi, fully up now. Just not that much time left, to be fair. G2.iG have done a great job of just stalling out the possibility of a high ground, but they will lose their last outer tower. No problem. And Talon, again, they're very comfy taking this game late. G2.iG. Like, the damage just isn't there. Like, as you said, the CK, it doesn't feel like it's going to scale up. The Sniper. I mean, he's going full defensive here for NTS, which you can't fault him for. He's going for the Lincolns, but it just feels like there's just severe lack of burst. Like, Kashi WS can just jump in with not too many concerns here. And just end up all right. Let's see what the game plan is. Again, they're doing a great job just stalling out with the Phantasm Illusions, shoving in every wave possible. That is the one big thing. With the CK Ags, just keep those waves shoved out. Try to get some map control. Stall out the game, but I just don't think stalling out is really helping G2.iG that much here.
Doesn't feel like it right now, and they're going to have to just make an answer soon because the high ground attempt is now coming. 40 seconds left on the Aegis. They're going to try and at least get a T3 tower. Tidal Wave will drag back Akashi, but it does really nothing. Nobody was there to back him up. They'll get the Demonic Cleanse out onto Akashi, help him out, try not to allow him to lose the Aegis too early on. And it seems like that's probably going to be about it. They get the T3 tower, but the God Strength is starting to slowly wear off. And Talon, they decide better off. Again, it is their game to throw, and they'd rather not do that if they can avoid it.
Yep. Just play the patient game. No real rush to, again, look for the solutions here. It's G2.iG that needs to find some answers. And they can stall this game out with all of these illusions on hand. It's just, to what end is really the question here. I suppose high ground does seem mildly hellish when you consider you're up against a Sniper and Techies. This could be G2.iG saying, we are here to play some Dota. Some long-ass Dota. They can actually... Oh, I just realized I'm getting nightmares now. I'm getting waking nightmares just imagining this game's 60 minutes. And you can't push because it's Techie Sniper.
Oh, JT. He spotted out. He does have the X back. The chase is on, but Joe Cam can't quite find him. Gets the wards down eventually on the higher ground, but... Well, they do say JT now. The wards are out. Talon. They run into nothing to say. The invis does wear off, but no, they'll leave him be.
Dire's middle tower.
Exorcism still on cooldown for 40 seconds, mind you, so they don't want to push too early on. WS going to break the smoke of himself onto nothing to say.
Oh, that showed the smoke. The Phantasm shows the smoke there.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. Talon, pretty well aware of what's going on here. Going back towards a Dire Triangle as they are trying to get some D-wards off. Not finding the skewer target quite yet. X-Nova, he'll get Demonic purged up here by Joe Cam and dragged back into the loving arms of Talon, and even Akashi will find the secondary support of Baboka. So perhaps it is about time they go back onto the high ground with their creep wave and see if they can find perhaps another tier 3 tower.
Yeah, don't have too much to worry about. Could force the buyback to get the Earth Splitter off. Kashi already getting to work, clearing out top, just to ensure there's no push back here, or too hard of a push back in that free time. And they'll start to go for those racks. Bot set of racks opened up. What do you have to play with here? This side. Oh, Kashi?
Kashi, maybe a little bit deep there with the harpoon. Does pip his BKB and backs his way out. Of course, they just want the racks to be taken, but they'll only get away with the range racks. And no real need to overextend. They did have an Arcane Rune running on Chuen when they popped the Exo, so the Exo is going to be quite a low cooldown anyway. They are still paying a hell of a lot of respect here to G2.iG, not willing to potentially throw the game away.
Yeah, I like that read from Talon. Again, the respawns were fairly short on the side of G2.iG. Baboka and X-Nova were coming back up. So you don't want to kind of have to put yourself in a very dicey circumstance. With Akashi popping his BKB to disengage as well. Does mean that's a little bit safe, less safe to kind of take that prolonged fight for Baboka.
Oh,
spotted out again.
Up with the Wisdom Rune. Spotted out and taken down, and well, now they'll realize the wards are there, but it's a bit too late for that. The Tormentor will be taken. WS got to pick up a shards for himself now, so got that shockwave bonus coming out. And all spells are practically off cooldown apart from Exorcism. Like, it'll be back up in 25 seconds, so if Talon won, they can get back to the high ground very, very soon.
Probably gonna wait for that next Roche a minute 15 until it's back up. I was having a little bit of a giggle. Why does WS have 2 stacks of dust? Who handed him 1 more stack? Use your slots. Oh, Monet. Monet.
But the actual Monet gets out.
Joe Cam.
Post call.
They're just
Where are we headed?
Dodging out. All Talon needs to do is correct their lane, set up for Roshan, and they are. Looking at the Roche bot. Should be a bot spawn anyway. Akashi, Ponyo just checking for mines across the map just in case. X-Nova is not in a very nice spot right now. Does have ward to cover himself here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He could be sneaky. Like, X-Nova being here could potentially ruin Roshan, I suppose.
Could. With the shards up, you certainly can
going?
just kind of swap yourself in.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still very, very patient here. Just Roshan now available. Talon will eventually move their way in. X-Nova ready to try and deny this away. And he can go for the swap with the Spirit. If he's got a read that this is happening. Because he's playing without vision. And I think it's a bit too late anyway. There's the Roshan roar. He's trying to get within range for to throw the spirit out. But it is too late. I mean, nice thinking at least from X-Nova. You know, worth a crack.
Bounty.
I didn't even notice it's 21-5 as his core line.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. Oh,
There you go. Skewer. They've got X-Nova. I mean, he's kind of a big deal when it comes to the defense. You really don't want to lose him that quickly. He will buy back. Kashi taking a fair bit of damage, but again, does have the secondary life. Creep wave is kind of lacking, though. They'll have to wait that out. And Talon, they might actually retreat out of here. We shall see. Perhaps not happy with the opening they had. But they do get away with a buyback from X-Nova that's amounted to nothing. That is already a bit of a win here for Talon, and indeed they have plenty of time on the Aegis. So they are sticking around. Here we go again. Exo pop from Chuen. This is all for one lane of barracks. Eventually they are going to get it. Denied off by Antia.
might as well.
Chuen will try for a bit of chip damage onto that tier 3 mid tower now. It is very challenging though against the sniper, of course. And the Auto Titan on top. They just do not make it easy for you to try and push these Raxes. Kashi hasn't even bothered trying to pop the God Strength and hit the tower himself.
No. they're just chilling on Talon. I mean, again, to be fair, it's techie sniper, right? The only thing lacking to make this high ground feel hellish is like a tinker.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're basically you have a lineup on G2.iG that if you play your cards right, they've got their ticket to another 17-minute game. Mike LaPhoenix.
They sure do, John. Baboka is currently preparing for that with all the mines being placed in the base. We saw this before. You do have a nice little drag back with the tidal wave. Even though the reality rift might be enough. Nakashi, I mean, he could just potentially blink into his death with the way these mines are going to be set up.
Yep. That's the threat. They're using nothing to say as bait. Live bait up front. Like, get me. Harpoon me while I'm defending. I dare you.
Just hoping somebody shows up. It is very hard with all these illusions coming in from the Phantasm. You just don't know who the hell's the real one. Because they are dealing with the creep waves quite easily as well with all these Phantasm illusions, but Akashi's going to go ahead and deal with those. Chuen does have Exo back up in 15 seconds, plus he has a refresher shard available. So you might just be able to commit double Exo for this second lane of barracks, but again, it is very risky with all the mines that have been placed here by Baboka. On the bright side, you know, you have some super creeps coming in, but they are indeed protecting the mines. Sadly, Baboka is still not level 18, so you don't have the max proximity mines. Here we go. They'll pop the Exo. Manay's in. He's going to try after Chuen. This is a risky play from Manay, but he's out of it. Just quick in and out. Tier 3 tower's still standing throughout all this, by the way. There goes Akashi. He'll try to deal with it, but when TS, he will tickle him away.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Manay, oh, that's a lot of damage.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's
what
a lot of
the hell,
damage.
WS?
Chuen just disappeared. Meanwhile, an RP was completely whipped from WS. And everyone else from Talon just needs to get the hell out of there. I mean, those illusions just deleted it.
What the hell was that RP from WS? It looks like his blink out canceled off. Perhaps from the stray shrapnels. Or the spirit running around there. Miss out on an opportunity, but great capitalization in G2.iG. Mike, how are you looking forward to the next 20 minutes of this game?
Looking very forward to it, Jonathan. It's currently 2 a.m. in the morning for me. So, you know, early in the night.
Doesn't matter. You just enjoy Dota, right? You enjoy Dota.
I knew this. I knew this was going to happen anyway, John. As soon as I saw the 2 teams that were playing for our final series, I knew I was going to be in for a long night. It's all right. I was prepared for it.
I love this. Octarine on Monet. Keep that spam of the Phantasm up. Just keep doing it. Talon, this is not the best position.
X Nova will get jumped. Meanwhile, in the back, nothing to say gets caught out by Akashi. Nothing to say is gone. Just out of nowhere, I see the sniper getting chased down by this Sven. And NTS, he's down with that buyback. He's gone for 80.
Well, maybe we're not looking at 20 more minutes here, Mike. Maybe a good solid 5 or so. Let's see if Talon can fully capitalize. I'm not sure if they got a read that was a full buyout there on NTS.
The
and
amplified damage rune as well.
Now, Chuen gets the bottle out, gets the pickup. And this surely we get some progress at this point, right?
Well, they refresh Akashi. He's got all his spells back up. They want to go while NTS is down for 44 more seconds. This should be Mega Creeps to come for Talon. See if Monet can pull off some magic here to try and defend. He'll pop the Phantasm once again. Fortification is going to be committed to boot. In goes Monet trying after. Oh, there's another He's done it again.
My gosh.
Another one. Here comes Akashi trying to deal with the illusions. Does burst down most of them as they will find the mid-racks. I do not believe they'll stick around for the third, though. NTS is coming, and that's a massive echo stomp. Akashi will get jump at WS. This time he'll find the RP. He's found 2 of them. They are on to JT, and JT is down. Monet was X'd up, so he was safe. Jump in again onto Akashi, though. Monet maybe this time overextending. He does have NTS to join in. JT will fight back. Monet still dropping very, very low. It's just gone. Oh my, Akashi's damage output a little bit too high, but now the God Strength has ended.
Great save.
Maybe they can go. They'll refresh everything. Onto Akashi again. He's dropping lower, and Akashi is gone. They make it work. How much more can they find? G2.iG on the chase. It seems though they won't find any more. So Akashi and Joe Cam are gone.
Get blown up. Big kill on Akashi. Definitely opens up the game a little bit more for G2.iG. I don't even know what you're saying there. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying words, I think.
You are.
And I believe G2.iG, they get to stall out even longer now. They get to have this high-end gameplay from Baboka, where he gets to play Minesweeper, or he gets to make Talon play Minesweeper, get the mines drop. It takes them so much to kill off Akashi, though. Like, they have to catch him without the BKB, they have to isolate him so far away with the X-backs. It does feel like Talon needs a little bit more to help save. Like, one Wind Waker doesn't feel like it's going to be enough here. Need a Wind Waker on Ponyo as well, maybe even Jokam, just to ensure that these X's aren't going to be to the detriment of Talon. Roshan is up, and G2.iG are in that pit. They're going to get this one for free. And that opens up a possibility for high ground. Refresh Shard, Aegis, Banner. Talon going out for the smoke play, but it's a bit too late here.
It is. Monet, he picks up literally everything on it for himself. G2.iG, I was surprisingly still in this game. I mean, just putting up a real fight here up against Talon. This Aghanim Scepter of Monet was truly a genius pick, honestly. It's made it so hard for them to do anything. Oh, NTS. Going to the Shadow Blade. Oh, Joe Cam right nearby. If he can get some vision, he has the gem up. Who is he caught? There's a disruption on 1. It is going to be X Nova instead. He was so close to finding the sniper another time. Though, mind you, NTS does have buyback available, so there is that. But you would have loved to force him to commit it.
Yeah, would have been the opening you're looking for here on Talon. I don't know if this secondary life on Monet is necessarily that big of a deal, but I guess, again, his Phantasms has been pretty good in blowing up some of these softer targets, like, say, Chuen. Kashi does have his shard up, so there's a little bit more armor to help protect everyone. Oh.
Wake away from Chuen. Buyback was committed from X-Nova. That's going to be enough for Talon to say, we'll get the hell out of here. But they are playing without an Aegis, mind you, so it's no need to risk this. Still 2 racks is up. Still 30k in the lead just about. They'll go back, they'll retreat, they'll reset. And the question is G2.iG going to try and force something for the next 3 minutes with the Aegis? Or do you just sit in your base and hope that Talon come to you?
I think the high ground's been the best position for G2.iG this entire game. It's a good choke point. They've got their mind set up.
I thought he was going to go hit those creeps, John. Akashi was waiting for him to.
You're also, again, at the point where you're pretty much slotted up on all your cores here for Talon. It's really down to the sports. You need more utility. You need a Wind Waker on Ponyo. You likely want one on Jokam as well, just to have these saves for Akashi. Heck, even for Chuen. Prevent the X-backs, prevent the tidal waves from being that big of a deal. You're being really patient. Again, the high ground position for G2.iG is great. It's Techie Sniper. And Talon just need that 1 Rax. 5 minutes, well, 6 minutes until tier 5s. There's that to look forward to, I suppose.
Absolutely. Talon's still very, very patient, not seeing the opening. Still a minute, still 2 minutes on the Aegis, basically, just less than 2 minutes. More illusions being spammed down here by our CK. Chuen really being very, very careful not to throw this game. Go again. Mines are being deleted. The very least. In fact, who have they got? Chuen?
He's not melting.
He is not melting. Monet is forced to get out of it.
Oh,
they found a target. But Boca, but Monet, he's going to jump in, trying to go after WS, but WS is going to be saved by the Glimmer Cape. NTS trying to finish the job off, but now the egg right on the high ground. That is some confidence coming out, and it is too confident from Ponyo. He's lost his life. Still Monet will lose his first life to boot. Meanwhile, X-Nova, he'll die back on the older Titan. JT desperately trying to keep Monet alive in the middle of all this. Is JT will land a torrent. Got Akashi locked out. Akashi is gone. Akashi, he just got trapped in the corner of that dire base and nobody could help him out. That will be a successful defense from G2.iG.
That it is. Cost them the Aegis, but they hold on to their high ground. They can try to sneak out. Roshan's still 3 minutes away. Talon will have respawns up when that time is there. Just a little bit too far forward there for Ponyo. They need that egg in a much more secure spot. Unfortunate for WS as well. Could not pop the BKB fast enough. Just got chain stunned by the Torrent Storm. So finally seeing the effect of that from JT. As the Octarine up, but you've got your fresh Octarine as well. And Jokam for more saves. It's a lot of back and forth here. 28 to 10, 28k lead still left for Talon. But this game is... it's not simplifying for Talon. It's not simplifying that much for G2.iG either. They're just holding this high ground position really well. Because again, you've got Techie's Sniper, you've got Kunkka in a tight spot. Yeah, you're making it hellish for WS. Like that skewer back would secure that set of fights for them. But it it also makes it so that he can't get the blink RP that he's also looking for here. Unless he pops the BKB early. It's all down to this decision-making once more, which reminds you of the struggle Talon had up against Shopify Rebellion yesterday in their first game. And it's just down to a lot of big decisions for WS to make, kind of stay in here. He even got the late Midas for X-Nova. He's queuing up 4 Midases, Mike. 4 Midases.
Good on you, X-Nova. Good on you. Now, he knows how long this game's gonna go. He's very well aware. Surprisingly, Boca has not spent too much time putting more mines down. He's been taking a bit of a break. Back toward Baboka. To be fair, he's waiting on the cooldowns a little bit.
Oh, God. You know the ultimate nightmare scenario right now for Talon? You hit 60 minutes, Baboka gets Pirate's Hat, and his level 25. Two snipers.
I mean, honestly,
what do you do? What do you
honestly,
do? You can't play.
The left side talent might be the bigger concern, honestly, like with the activation delay being removed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Pirates Hat techies. 252?
It doesn't
You two snipers. What are you gonna do?
I can't argue with that, John. Suppose it also works with the Phantoms illusions for the CK, right? Why not?
That it should. Isn't that beautiful?
Step lively now. You're out.
Oh,
Refresh
what a
orb
game
now
we have.
of Wanakashi.
It's necessary. He needs it. He needs a double BKB. But how long these fights are, he needs a double God Strength. Pretty much 7 slotted now on Akashi, going for the Moon Shard to eat up now as well. Roshan, 15 seconds until we see that respawn here. G2.iG are stuck in their high ground, so theoretically Talon should have a better time in getting to that Rosh. Should end up being daytime for the most part, unless they just want to snipe it top ASAP. Blink up for nothing to say. Some repositioning tools available, going for the Swift Blink next. You do have Boca being sneaky. Very, very, very sneaky. What's he doing here? Is he just... Oh, he's setting up the farm. Alright, he knows 60 minutes coming up. He's gonna get it done for the team.
I mean, why not? Boca in a prime position to get all the neutral items.
He wants his Pirate's Hat, you know? Needs that Pirate's Hat.
Well, here we go. 10 seconds for the tier 5 items. And everyone's in position for these items, even NT.
Oh, Baboka!
Well, Baboka's been caught, or has been spotted at least. Now has been caught. Silent Start Baboka is down.
Farm!
It's okay.
Farm! Everyone
NTS
farm!
is hitting creeps. Stygian desolated for NTS. 4 boots here for the Magnus.
Ooh. I like Force Boots. That cooldown's so dumb. 8-second cooldown to Force Boots around.
Yeah.
It's kind of nutty. What else can they find here? Giant's Ring for Akashi. You could not ask for anything better for the Sven. Maybe Mirror Shield, but meh. That is exactly what you'd hope for here, with no boots up. Roshan is also up. Talon, make your way down there. WS, get looking. We'll find it. Rosh number... However much. Book of the Dead for Jokam, I know.
Jokam
You want to talk
understands me, Jonathan. He gets it. Jokam
Gets the assignment.
This is how you end the game. I mean, this is a great way as well, just removing the mines from the base, right? Just send the Necromonicons in. Let them do the job.
Oh yeah, that honestly might be the one difference maker here for Talon and actually getting the siege off. The Giant's Ring on Monet is pretty good as well, to be fair. He is going for a Sacrifice as well for additional control, but 2 lives up now for Akashi. They hand a refresh shard again to... They hand it over to... Was there not a refresh shard? I'm going crazy. Oh, it's on Ponyo. All right. They've got the double supernova. I'm just curious.
Happy days for John X5.
Aha!
He does
Aha!
have a
Great minds think alike. Or in this case, insane minds think alike. Not sane. Not sound of health. Baboka,
In
I
fairness to
commiserate.
Baboka, he may have just got the Pirates hat because he hasn't left the base in a long time, John. The last time he did leave the base, he got deleted. So maybe this is just, you know, him farming some gold.
Could be.
DT. Post call, but not quite. WS trying to get him with the horn toss mid-X animation.
Oof. This site is going to be sneaky for Monet. A
Chuen.
little bit more control here.
Monet's pretty big too with that Giant's ring. The big horse. Monet. Still abusing the X-Bat. Talon looking to move in on that T3 tower. Almost have it down. NTS. Trying to force him back. Chuen still just getting to work. The T3 almost gone, but not quite. Meanwhile, the Magnus is blown up. WS jumped in and found out the hard way about the mines. Meanwhile, Chuen being dragged back here on the Death Prophet, looking to go down. Does die the first time, but here comes Akashi trying to chase down Monet and find the CK. But the buyback's incoming. NTS, can he be controlled? Can he be going against this Sven? Probably not, but he does get away.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What has even happened?
Top barracks are under
The refreshing.
Here we
We're
go
going
again.
round 2. WS. He still has his 2 RPs ready if he doesn't get blown up by mines, but they actually get driven away for now from the high ground with a buyback committed from Monet. Talon did commit 2 buybacks of their own. Yeah, this is such a tricky situation. It's this is everyone's nightmare when you're playing your pubs. Oh no, it's a techie sniper game. This isn't even certifiably a Talon game. This is just techie sniper. Plus Phantasm spam every 56 seconds. It just never ends. Are you happy, G2.iG? Is this what you want, Jack?
Up there. Oh, Akashi. Akashi, he got hexed up. He's still alive for now.
the RP.
WS going to jump in with the RP, but does not get the skill. Still Akashi. He's moving on to Monet.
That's a die back.
He's got the die back. And now the RP. WS. Right in. He does not care for the mines. He'll do it a second time. In this game should be over. I do believe they do not have the buyback for their position 1, so Akashi's going to jump right in onto the mines. He's going to be careful. Akashi's still alive though. Moving back in, but Akashi, don't die. He is gone. Akashi has gone down, but he has the buyback. So has Chuen. How can they not finish the game? I don't... See, this is what I don't understand. You say this isn't a Talon game, John, but they die like that when the position 1 of IG is down.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what's happening?
65-minute Dota is happening, Mike. Magic is happening. All right?
Look at this. I was like, there's no way this game continues. It's over.
Never say it's over, Mikey. It can never be over. They go way too ham. They want to get the full punishment. I think they really just... They understand nothing says. Maybe still a mild issue at the back. They don't respect the mines enough. And well, with a refresh already popping Akashi, no secondary BKB at that point. All falls flat. Net worth leads down to just 7k for Talon. Win probability still stays up at 80 to 20 at very least for Talon there, but they've got a lot of ground to retake here on G2.iG. They take a tier 2, 1 outer tower left for Talon. Respawn's coming out shortly. They managed to ride through this dieback moment for Monet. Roshan is going to be that next focal point for sure. See if Talon or G2.iG can find a way to pierce the veil here.
You know what I think, John? New tier 5 item. What if we had like a pot of greed where you could draw 2 new tier 5 items. Like, think about it. If you don't get the RNG, you get this new tier 5 item, Pot of Greed, 2 new tier 5 items.
I mean, I guess it kind of sounded too much having 2 tier 5. Like, you can choose from 2 new ones, or you literally get 2 new random ones. What's WS doing? Why do you pop BKB?
I suppose because he can, Jonathan.
I guess.
He's got a refresher orb up anyway. I mean, look, I don't think Talon's going high ground anyway, John. Let's be frank. I mean, Roshan is still not up for a while. Talon's not going anywhere.
Suppose not. We've got peak Dota2, guys. 67 minutes, 1 tier 4 standing. Game's not done. Only a 5k lead for Talon. This is actually insane. It's only 5k now. G2.iG, they're smoked in their base. They can try to make things happen. They don't have outer vision. They are protected in that smoke. They've got their AC up. Onyx Nova. He's managed to farm it with his Midas.
Amazing.
This is... What do we have? Baboka still has to hit 25. He's got Nullifier. He's got Nullifier and potentially plus 252 damage, so... He knows the assignment. Going for the Dragon Lance. Going for the Divine, Baboka.
That's my boy. That is my boy. If you're gonna do it proper. What if, John? Right? Because considering the situation we've been in here from Baboka, a new item, instead of pirate hat, right, we can have like wizard's hat, where you can just dig up wisdom runes instead. Is that a bad idea?
Why?
Well, why not, John?
It's okay, but by the time you hit tier 5s, you're not too far off from mostly not too far off from your 25s anyway. I don't know if it's that value. It has to have another add. Is it still attack speed? Or what would you do? Plus 20 spell amp?
Plus 20?
20 spell amp sounds way too much. That sounds like it's basically like the Divine, almost. They're actually going high ground.
They are.
Oh, nothing to say!
NTS, they've got the sniper already. NTS in the middle of nowhere is gone. He has buyback. Tier 4 tower, about to drop. The Exo should just do the job. Oh, secure backpack from WS, not going to work out this time. They have caught the mag.
Oh.
He does get the RP onto Monet. Monet in trouble. The 4-star away, though, saving him for now. But Monet, how do you play yourself out of this one? The answer is you don't. Monet is down again without buyback. G2.iG still trying to fight the RP now onto JT, catching up the Kunkka. WS though is gone. They've still got NTS to deal with, but here comes Akashi. Akashi's onto the sniper. He's trying so hard to deal with NTS, but he's down.
God!
Oh boy, it's happening. Talon are doing it, John. They found a way to throw the game. There's 4 down on Talon. G2.iG, they are successfully defending.
There's Roshan as well for them to find. This is gonna be insane. G2.iG, if they claw their way back into this game, Talon will be mentally defeated, absolutely crushed. This is just. To be fair, you're up against a sniper. Nothing to say had buyback. You're forced to pop your refresh. You don't have many options left for Akashi up front there. WS just gets ripped apart as well. Like there's too much damage now coming out from the side. And you've got the plus 252 damage on Baboka. Look at him. He's got the Divine Rapier, Mike. He's doing 800 damage per right click with a Pirate's Hat.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is do or die. G2.iG, you've got to go for this. I mean, you could go for Roshan, but let's face it, that's boring. They want to force the buybacks.
If G2.iG win this game, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know, Jonathan. Here we go. Baboka's actually the actual carry now. This is so stupid. He's
they
hitting
want
for
to keep going
1,000.
with smoke. Good God, tier 4s are just... Woo. Man, what was I telling you, Mike, about this?
Look, well, hold on a minute, John. Monet's the one sitting back farming now, defending the base. He's the pos 5 now. He's the guy they told to stay behind. No, Monet, don't come back. Well, why is he joining the team, John? Hold on a minute. NTS will get jumped. He does not have buyback available. Don't forget, he did die earlier. In comes Akashi, but oh, he gets hit by a
He didn't
torrent.
BKB.
He didn't BKB. He got hit by a rogue torrent from JT. It wasn't even the torrent storm. Oh, Akashi's having a look around for somebody, but Boka's going to TP out right in front. With the Divine and all, he just TPs out right in front of them.
They could go for Roche here, Talon. Akashi sold his refresh, unless I'm just going crazy here.
I think you have gone crazy, John, but he has sold.
Why? He needs that double. I don't... What the... Oh, he bought one again? He's trying to check if... For cooldown? I guess it has lower cooldown when it's just left alone. I don't know if that even works. I don't know how anything works anymore. Roshan? Why is the Roche banner the lower part of Roshan now? I don't know as well. Oh, it's on screen. Alright.
That's true.
Thank you, Scriff. I did not check. I have no...
Roshan banner did change its position, though.
I do not know why. Divine rotating is
Yeah, JT
Let's
has
go.
the Divine Ray Fury. Happy days.
They're gamers. They're gaming.
We're defending.
Talon at this point, just BKB and hit the damn ancient with God strength, and the Ags on Chuen. Someone's gonna die, but someone's gonna get this, right? Surely 4.5k HP. You can surely rip through it. This is do or die, though, Talon. This falls flat. G2.iG have a straight line to your tier force and ancient. They've got the damage to back that up. They're just staying in Fountain, nothing saying Baboka.
Baboka could still afford to get like the a Hurricane Pike, right? Like he can still get a Dragon Lance, help out the range a little bit.
Yeah. He was
Come on,
queuing
Baboka.
that up earlier.
What was that, Amachow? I mean, NTS could do the same thing if he really wants to. Here we go. Onto the high ground, Talon looking for an opportunity. They will get scattered out by the proximity mines though, so the smoke is rather obvious now, but there's your Yule Scepter up. Ponyo gonna just be out of there now. I mean, they are literally gonna fight from their fountain, are they? I guess they really can.
They
They
could.
actually can just sit in the fountain and fight that way.
They legitimately could. They are. Phantasm again. Why does G2.iG love these kinds of games? JT.
I don't know, man.
Why do you guys love these games?
There's something wrong with these
Sickos.
people, I tell you.
Jack Chen in his perfect environment, watching a game live from the lobby, I'm sure. Having a relaxing time watching his boys run it back. Just the qualifier.
Dire's ancient is under.
Still waiting is Talon. Still waiting for an opening, but of course, again,
They're
G2.iG
never
are
gonna find one
literally
like this.
in the fountain.
There is
They
no
are literally in the fountain. I mean, for anyone that doesn't believe it, they are literally just standing there waiting. There's a refresher orb on the deck, by the way. They've left it on the floor here for Talon.
Is under attack.
I mean, in 2 minutes, NTS is going to have buyback. In fairness, you know, if you can't kill him in the fountain, he's not going to need buyback anyway.
Is this true?
This always happens to us as well, doesn't it, John? Like, we just can't escape these longer games,
No.
huh?
No.
JT? It's all right.
No.
JT's all right. Chuen's going to move in with the Exo. Torrent's going to connect, though. Nullifier out as well, but Chuen will just back his way out for a little bit, move his way back in. There goes Akashi now going after the Ancient.
Akashi?
A man fight. RP is out, locking down a couple. They're just trying to focus down the Ancient, but the fortification is there. Monet has brought back. He's died the first time. Chuen, in the meantime, going low himself, has died, but he does have the Aegis. In goes WS. What an RP out. What an RP
It's
from WS.
over.
That'll be it.
Oh,
they finished
my
the game.
God.
Talon have done
Oh.
it. They have found a 2-0 victory up against G2IG against all odds.